Hi guys, welcome to or welcome back to Exposed, and if I'm welcoming you back and you like it here, I'd love it if you stayed and subbed. Just about to do an old Lisa video, and this was on her Instagram today. Please, somebody, can they send the men in the white coats for her now? Who does that? Who sees a picture of Pamela Anderson and dresses themselves exactly the same and stands beside their car exactly the same and has takes their photograph to post? Really? That's madness. And then there was just her in the picture on another one, and it put at the bottom it said, "Makes you feel so Pammy." For fuck's sake, the woman is insane. Somebody get her help. This is an old one and it's called He's Just a Man. This was a bit of really good information that her mama gave her, and she wants to pass it on to us.
Hey everyone, it's Lisa, and today is it's Tuesday, and I am going to do
It's Tuesday, not Tuesday.
something that I have wanted to do for so long, and I always kind of doubt myself when I think about it too hard. And last night I was going to sleep, and I always, you go through the whole gamut of what you're worried about, what you want to do, all that kind of stuff when you're going to sleep. And I'm not fortunate like John. He falls asleep within like 30 seconds. It's amazing how fast he falls asleep. But here comes Chanel.
Jed's the same. I swear, he's asleep before his head even hits the pillow. Men.
Oh, she's just going to sit over there. You can come over here. So what I wanted to do is, a lot of times I get asked different things about life, about, hey baby, about, staying motivated when you're a mom and, trying to look good, and about, spending money. But one of the things I always get asked about, and I really feel passionate about, is having a happy marriage. And some of you might not know, if you just started watching me, that I have been married before. I was married when I was 22 and then got divorced when I was, I think, right around 25. No, I got separated right around 25 or 26, and I didn't get actually divorced until I was dating John.
I'm sorry. If you were married, you would remember when you got married and when you split up and when you married your new husband. It might have been, hang on, was it? I know I bought that lip liner by Chanel, and then I went to...
I haven't even seen my first husband in years and years and years, since before I met John. We didn't have any children, and so it was a good, it was a pretty, I say easy split. It really wasn't, because I was just so heartbroken. And I've got some older videos. Gosh, I would love to do them again, but I've got some older videos on, being happy after divorce and, finding Mr. Right and stuff like that. So I kind of would like to go along the...
That really annoys me when she does that. She doesn't even move it. If it's annoying you, fucking hook it behind your ear. Your ear.
Those lines again, because although I'm not an expert as far as being a counselor or anything like that, I feel like I have some things I would love to share with you, especially young girls, that I would love to do like a couple of little videos on what to look for and things that you really, really, really need to think about before you marry someone. Really things you need to think about before you even start dating someone. And but I thought I would kick this.
She thinks she's an oracle of all, doesn't she? She thinks in that tiny little pea brain of hers that she's got all the answers to life when her life experience is about that big.
Off with just a couple of maybe tips on, my happy marriage. And John had been married before also, but he didn't have any children. So both of our children are from John and I. And we have now been married, I think February will be 20 years. And I can honestly say that
I think February will be 20 years.
we have never, of course, we might argue a little bit, but we have never had an argument that lasted like overnight or anything like that. Any kind of little argument we might have would be just like a back and forth, and settled within, I don't know, definitely like within an hour or something like that. One of us might take time to think about it. And so that's something else I want to get into, or some tips to get you out of that, because it's just not healthy to extend an argument if you don't have to. So I want to go into some stuff like that too. And so...
Stop telling us what you're going to do and just do what you're going to do. We're 4 minutes in and you've said nothing.
And the fact that I have been in a marriage that was not a good marriage, and I want to make sure I say that I learned so much from that. I learned so much.
Hang on a minute, I'm having a deja vu attack with this as well. I know the last video I did with Lardy, I was saying, I think I've done this, and I really think I have done that one, but I thought, fuck it, I'm leaving it up. But now I'm getting that feeling that I have done this one before as well. I'm going to have to go and check. God, every video is the same, and you end up, you don't know what you've done. I will be back. It doesn't look like it, so I'm going to stay going.
From that I think it was so worth it, and I'm thankful, and I do not blame him at all. I blame myself, and I'll get into that at a later time. I'll just see what response I get from this, but I feel like it's something I really have to give, and it's something that I love talking about, and if I could help one person, that would be worth it to me. So we'll have to see, how it goes. But one of my best tips that I can give you is from my mom. And my mom and dad have been married, I guess if I'm going to be 48, they've been married probably, almost 50, probably around 50 years. And my mom has never, she started dating my dad when she was, I believe, 15. And because I've got the little ring he gave her on her 16th birthday. And they had me when my mom was 19 and my dad was 21.
Why have you got the ring? Isn't that something her mum would want to keep? And maybe pass down when she's died? That would be something so precious to me if I'd been dating Jed since I was 15 and he gave me a ring when I was 16. I wouldn't be giving it away until they prized it off of my cold dead hand. That just sounds weird to me.
So, and I'm not saying that they have, not had their ups and downs and all that kind of stuff, but I think I've learned from that too. And both of my grandparents were still together till they passed away. John's parents were still together, and I think that's another thing I want to get into at a later date. Today I didn't really write anything down because I kind of just wanted to see how this goes first and kind of talk from my heart.
Maybe you should have written something down, because we are now 5.5 minutes in and you've said nothing.
And then I might end up having to do some notes next time because I know I like to ramble. My problem is never having enough to say. It's having too much to say. I love to tell stories and all that stuff. So anyway, one thing that my mom told me years ago, and it has helped so much, and it's something so simple, and that's kind of what I mean. When she said this to me, she probably didn't even think it was some big, profound advice that she was giving me, but it has stuck with me and it has helped me so much in every little thing, especially maybe a dispute or something that could hurt my feelings, and I don't let it. And that is a big key, I think.
Something that could hurt my feelings, but I don't let it. It must be a pain in the absolute hole living with you, having to think about what you're saying and how you're phrasing it in case it might hurt your feelings.
And another thing I was thinking too last night is, I don't know if you guys
6.5 minutes. Shut up and get on with it.
saw the Sex and the City movie. I believe it was the first one. And remember when Carrie gave Charlotte a baby shower? And afterwards, Samantha came, and after the baby shower, they were all sitting around, I believe, like a round coffee table, and they were talking about Samantha not being happy anymore. And she says, well, nobody's happy all the time, and, nobody's happy every day. And they said, they were looking around, they looked at Charlotte, and they said, are you Charlotte? And she says, well, yes. She said, it might not be all day, every day, but every day. And that is exactly how I feel. There might be a spot in the day that John, he's very direct. He's very much a man in every sense of the word, as far as some of the things I'm going to talk about in a minute. So sometimes things can maybe make me mad, hurt my feelings, hurt my pride, just any of those things, inconvenience me or something like that, but I'm never unhappy overnight. I mean, it's just like I feel very blessed to be in a happy marriage, but I feel like there's things that I did and still do, and we both still do, to get here. And so I would love to share those
8 minutes. Share already.
With you. And so here goes. Roundabout. I'll try to be better about that. But something my mom told me, I was complaining about something, and my mom is, she's my best friend now. Now, growing up, that's another thing I could get into. She really wasn't, she was a good friend in that she was a good support. She gave good advice, very good advice. But she was very much a mom. My parents were parents. They were not worried about hurting my feelings. They were not worried about making me mad. They were parents. But now, as I've gotten older, they're still, my parents, and I still would obey any single thing they told me. But I get great advice, and she is.
I would obey any single thing they told me. You're a married woman. And you still obey your parents. Is that why you walk all over John and don't listen to anything he says and go run to Daddy? What Daddy says goes.
It's my best friend. I just really, any decision I make, anything, any decision I make at all, I pass by my parents, and I just trust their advice just the most. And I was talking to her about something, I can't even remember what it was.
Sorry, I've got a tickle and I didn't want to be coughing over the actual thing that this fucking video is about. 9 minutes.
But it was something about John, and it was something he did or said, because he and I are very different about the way we think about things and do things when it comes to, not when it comes to children or relationships, but when it comes to actually doing something, like getting something done. And so a lot of times he will frustrate me, and, he'll say something that I don't like. And anyway, my mom said, just remember, he's only a man.
Sorry. Just remember, he's only a man.
And when she said that, it just stuck with me. And what she meant by that is they're just men, and they think so differently than we do. They're so, they don't have the emotions that we do that go into our decisions. They don't have most of the time, now this is all going to be, I wish you could see her. I'm going to take a picture of her. Here's my mom. She just texted me. They don't have like the attention to detail, and they don't overanalyze stuff like we do. Just all those things that women are, most women are known for, and that we're blessed to be. I think it takes men and women, And okay, I'm going to have to let you go for a minute so I can talk. And so anyway, I wanted to just touch on that if you will keep that in your mind, that he's just a man, the next time he says, how many shoes do you need? Or, I should have put some better examples out there. Or sometimes, like, I might want to.
Right. All men say that if their wives are spending them into the poorhouse. He said once, I don't like bright lipstick. And all you had to say to that was, okay, I do. How many shoes do you need? Well, one for each foot, and then a pair for each outfit, and then the things for each season, and then he'll get bored and walk away. See, nobody can say anything normal to Lisa, or she gets upset. It hurts her feelings.
I want to get this done in the yard, and I'm thinking, I know this person, they did my friend so-and-so's yard, I'm going to call them. And John might say, well, let's hold off on that, let's get some estimates. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I don't want to take time to get estimates. I want to get this person.
He wants to get estimates because he wants to get the best price. You don't care about the money. Why? Is that a problem? That is not a he's just a man thing. That's a fucking we're running the house right thing.
Or, let me try. I'm trying to think of like a specific example. Say if he were to hurt my feelings, like, John really doesn't ever hurt my feelings as far as saying anything about like how I look or anything like that. But he might say, oh gosh, this is terrible. He really doesn't hurt my feelings that much. Like maybe if he says something that I don't think he should have said to the children, like something I think was too rough or something like that. And, that's something that I would say that's something that we could disagree on, because I am a pushover. I am terrible about, just sugarcoating everything. And he is very direct. And so I may, disagree with something he said. Just different things like that. In your marriage, you will know. But you just need to keep in mind that we think differently. So if it's something that hurts your feelings, try to think from his perspective. Try to think, that he is not putting that emotion into it. He's not thinking like you do. He's not analyzing it like you do. Say if you call him at work with something to say and he tells you he can't talk, just try to think, he's busy. They don't think like we do. He is not going to be as,
If you call him at work and he says, I'm busy, I can't talk, that's a problem, is it? That hurts your feelings. Is John allowed to breathe at all? Just asking.
Maternal, so he's not going to think about every little thing that the kids do at school, or every little thing that you felt like the teacher, you felt like she made a snarky comment to you and he didn't think so, or something like that. You just have to remember that they're very different. And if you keep that in mind and you try to really take the emotion out of it, and, another thing I want to get into is pride, but that will be like a whole different. I'm going to go ahead and put it in here because I think it goes in here. But another thing that my mom told me that has been so, so valuable is your pride. Now, I don't mean like self-respect. Everyone should have your self-respect, and no one should take that away from you. But pride, what I mean by that is, do not let your pride keep you from apologizing. I mean, I can't tell you how many times that I have felt, I was right, I was right in that. But I think I'll go maybe to another room and I'll think about it and I'll just say, is this really worth escalating this and dragging out a little argument over something petty?
Or is the fact that I was actually wrong and maybe I should go and apologise because I'm being a whiny little brat?
Is it really worth that? Okay, the last time I can think of that is when he didn't like my hair when I did it dark. I checked with him first. He said to go do it, but he hated it. I mean, he hated it so bad that I could just see it in his face when he looked at me. And at first, it kind of made me mad because I thought, he shouldn't, he should, not that he should like it, but I felt like he should pretend he did or something, And then I thought about it and I thought, he's just a man. He is just reacting. He's not thinking through the fact that I might not like it, that it might.
He made a throwaway comment about Angelina Jolie. So you went and dyed your hair. You came home, he was shocked. Did he say, you look like a bag lady? No, he said nothing. You took offence at him not fucking falling all over you and going, oh my God, it looks amazing. So you went and had it redone straight away. It was your choice to have it done. And if you wanted to keep it that colour, you could have. But you didn't like it either. So stop blaming him. Fuck's sake. I'm going to go back a bit because she's just saying it there, I think, that she said she didn't like it.
He did or something, And then I thought about it and I thought, he's just a man. He is just reacting. He's not thinking through the fact that I might not like it, that it might hurt my feelings, all that kind of stuff. He was being blunt like a man and like he does. And he was telling me the truth. He was being very honest, which is, I think, is a lot of things that they do. And so I thought to myself, okay, I'm not going to let my pride keep me from understanding. And a lot of times we'll get into a little, just a little bit of a back and forth. I can't even think, it's so bad. I mean, we really do get along very well and we think a lot alike and we really try hard to get along. I mean, we don't try, but we're very considerate of each other. But
Yeah, John tiptoes on eggshells to keep the princess happy.
Think of many times that we've had maybe a little bit of a discussion, maybe when we were shipping packages, when I used to sell a lot more off of my website, which I'm going to get back into that, but that's another story. But we would be in there shipping for 2 hours and maybe we'll, go back and forth. Maybe he would fuss at me for putting too much on his desk at one time or something, and it would make me mad. So I would go in my bedroom just to take a break and I would think, it's not worth arguing. So even though I didn't really think I had done anything wrong, I would go in there and I would say, I would even, sometimes I'll even make a joke, are you going to apologize to me? And, I'll make it better. Or I'll say, I'm sorry that we are arguing over this. It's really not worth it. And I'm sorry if.
Yeah, maybe had you packaged everything up and then just put a note on top of all the boxes and asked John, how do you do a shipping label? And then rolled off all the shipping labels and stuck them on and not expected your husband to do it when he'd come home after a day at work. Maybe he wouldn't be ratty and cranky. Just saying.
If you thought I meant this, and this, and I'm sorry if I got my feelings hurt and you didn't mean to, and that will really open.
I'm sorry if I got my feelings hurt and you didn't mean to.
Up a discussion, and when you have just that true love and self-respect as your base, you will just conquer those little arguments. Whereas I could think, hey, he's going to apologize to me or something like that, and it's just not worth it. So I want to keep these kind of brief. I don't want to go into too
much detail because I'll give it away. What a pain in the hole I am to live with. 1639. And she doesn't realise what she's saying, does she? That she's giving away the fact that she's exactly what we think she is.
Hey everyone, it's Lisa. Right. Because I thought, you know, a lot of times we'll another story, but we would be in their shit, and you know, I'll make it better. When you have just that true love and self-respect as your base, you will just conquer those little arguments. Whereas I could think, hey, you know, he's going to apologize to me or something like that, you know, and it's just not worth it. So I want to keep these kind of brief. I don't want to go into too many, you know, stories and stuff, but I would love to, you know, answer any of your comments or questions. And, you know, we'll see how this goes and if I can go into a few more things, but it's something I really do think that I have to share. I think I'm really good. I really try to be good at thinking, what did I do? What was my part in that? Could I have said, am I being too sensitive? Could I have said something different? Am I considering?
Yes, you are too sensitive, is the answer to that question.
The fact that he's just a man and he is going to say things different. He's going to feel different. You know, he might have been, you know, blunt, honest with me and hated my hair, but that's why I love him, because he's blunt, honest when he gives me tons and tons of, you know, love and compliments and tells me, he'll give me specific compliments on what he likes, and I love that. So, you know, you have to take that good and the bad. So if you have anything to add to that, I'd love to hear it. And please, you know, subscribe and give me a thumbs up on this video if you liked this. Let me know what you think. And I just think it's always good. I think I saw it on it was a car wash billboard one time, and I'll never forget it. It applies to me with clothes, makeup, advice, everything. Everyone knows something you don't. It doesn't matter who the expert is. It doesn't matter if it's Lisa Eldridge or Monica Blunder or any of those makeup artists, Pixie Woo. I'm sure that they will tell you that.
Yes, everybody knows something that you don't. But when you've lived in a bubble your entire life, what makes you think you've got anything to share that people don't already know? Really? Talking about subscribing and thumbs upping, I was watching someone the other day and they said, just have a check that you're still subscribed, because YouTube's got a thing about unsubscribing people, because I keep getting unsubscribed from people and I don't understand why. And she said, so just have a check, and if you're not, click the button. And I was like, all right. So I checked and I was, and it was fine. Then the next video I went back and she said, after that video, her subs went up by 517. And she had so many messages from people saying, do you know what? I was unsubscribed. And I thought, I'm going to do that, and I might get 2 people. I thought it was really funny. She's just reminded me of it now.
They learn something every day from different people. We're all, you know, learning all the time. And I'm very, very open to learning. I get inspired so much by so many different people with so many, the littlest thing. And I know that my mom gives me such good advice. And I come from a background where I'm a Southern girl, and very, very, very traditional man, woman role in the house. And I think that even if that isn't your dynamic, I think that is the closest to nature.
Here we go.
And
let's go and piss all the gay people off in one fell swoop.
I think that still helps, even if that isn't exactly how your family dynamic is. I think that still helps when it comes to arguments and getting along and understanding each other. You know, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, or whatever that book was. I think that, you know, a lot of people talk about that. So I'm going to do a quick outfit of the day. I'm going to get Bridgie off the bed. She's crying, and I'll be right back. Okay, so today I have on these joggers that I bought from Nordstrom during the sale. And then I have on this bodysuit. I will
Where's your waist, Lisa? There. Just under your wrist. Wear your trousers halfway down. If you actually wore clothes on your waist, you wouldn't look long-waisted or have a long torso or whatever the other bollocks is you go on about. You make yourself look like that.
Probably, I'm not planning on really going much of anywhere today, but I will probably put, something I would do is like tie my sweater around my waist or something, because I'm not...
You're going to tie your sweater around your waist. Where's your waist?
Totally satisfied with this right here, and I wish these were higher waist, but I'm...
Right, so what did you say the other day? If you're not feeling it, take it off. Go and put a pair of jeans on that sit on your waist and go out like that, and you'll look and feel a lot better.
Looking into that, I want to find some more high-waist pants. And because to me, to lose every bit of tummy that I have to really lose a lot of my weight on my face, and I'm trying to find that happy medium. So, okay, she's got to go outside. Hold on.
That's why she was crying to get off the bed, you numbnut. And that's another thing. She did it here, right? See the stupid poster of the thing? Right above the settee. Her settee in her upstairs thing where she's got Bridget Bardot and Bruce Willis. They're right down at the... Why? How are you supposed to sit back in a settee and feel comfortable when you've got a picture right there behind you? It makes no sense.
Okay, back. She's out there, so I'm gonna leave her out there. Okay, and then the shoes I have on today are the Valentino slides. I love these so much. I'm so glad I got these. I'm still in the breaking in period. Brooke said that it takes a little bit to break in slides because on this foot, right where my big toe knuckle is, they rub a little bit, but she said that that would get better and they kind of break in or whatever. I see Chanel in the camera.
Oh, my daughter Brooke, the 23-year-old esthetician, really gives me some great advice. That's a thing. Oh, there's two things I want to tell you, Jed said. I was talking to him and I was saying I'd watched this video. What's her name? She calls her subscribers the Pampered Wolf Pack. And she was an esthetician, but now she's YouTube full-time. And I was telling him something. Oh yeah, she was saying she doesn't advise like facial scrubs because she's got a scar from going at it hammer and tong with one when she was a teenager, and they're really bad for your skin. Yada yada yada. Anyway, so when I said it, he was like, "Wow." I'm like, "What?" And he went, "She must be earning a fortune." And I'm like, "What, on YouTube?" And he's like, "Yeah, to give up a job as a doctor." What? And he said, "Didn't you say she was an anaesthetist?" I was like, "No, you..." Honestly. And then I was telling him about the disco ball that she bought. It's in the Friday haul. Hopefully you'll have seen it before this, but at the moment it's up for review because they think it's limited. Anyway, in it she's bought another disco ball to put a bit of funk in her breakfast nook. And she said the other one's upstairs and it's in her closet with the scissors in it and the tag she's cut off clothes. And it's like, why buy a statement piece like that to shove in a closet? And it's like, I give up. And then about 10 minutes later, I said to him, I was showing him the picture of her and Pammy. And I said, there's nothing in her head. It's empty. And he went, yeah, like the disco ball. It may have a pair of scissors in there. It's a funny fucker. Anyway.
But, so this is what I have on today, and I probably would just keep this on most of the day. I don't really plan on going anywhere, but I would love like a leather moto with this. That would be what I would put on with this. And then the purse or tote I'm carrying is, I've switched into this. I don't know if I've told you that since I think I put it on my Instagram, but I am going to do a review on the tote on this Neverfull, is it MM? Because not that 1,000,001 people haven't done it, but I'm going to do a review for this from a non-tote girl. I have never been like someone who wanted a tote bag for my purse, but there are some things I really would like to hit on that I wanted to do. So I will eventually do a review on that because I love it. I thought I would pull you in a little bit. Oh, that's probably too close. But this is the makeup that I showed you on Friday. The Bare Minerals, the Summer Bisque, and the primer. It is definitely a pore filling primer, that Urban Decay one, but I like it. I'm going to give it a few more times before I tell you should go get it or whatever. And it's like I have some shine going on, but that's okay. And no lashes today, just eyeshadow.
She's just got birds flying about in her head. She can't hold on to a thought for 30 seconds, can she?
It's that same palette and that same one color and like bronze. But so far I'm liking it all. Now, do I like the Bare Minerals better than the Laura Mercier loose powder? Probably not. But I do like the shade of this. I think it's very warm and I like that. So anyway, just a heads up on that. And Funny Bunny for my nails. And the ring is one that my parents gave me. It's a big, I think it's a blue topaz and diamond ring. And I think that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know down below and we will do some more. And I'll see you probably.
So what's the next 5 minutes full of? If she's saying goodbye. I'm intrigued. I like that ring. That ring is beautiful. Her parents find some great finds on their travels at the antique stores, don't they? And antique markets.
Later on in the week, if not Friday. See you then. Bye-bye. Hey, it's me again. And I've got my phone sitting over here. Oh gosh, of course somebody's coming out as soon as I start talking. Anyway, I was just here at Zaxby's eating my salad. There's my trash. And I was thinking of my video and everything. And I remembered the one thing that I really, really, really wanted to say when it comes to how different, he's just a man and how different things are. And I think that this is probably what I was talking to my mom about when she initially told me that. And it's very, very important to know because a lot of times you will think that maybe your husband or your boyfriend or whatever is not interested in what you're saying, or maybe you'll think that he's trying to shut you down or doesn't want to hear it or something. But you have to remember that men are fixers. That is their instinct. When you tell them something, they want to fix it or they want to solve that problem for you. And something that John does, like if I say, definitely if I try to talk to him about, maybe I try to talk to him about some negativity that I've gotten on a video or something, he will immediately try to say, well, they just think so-and-so, so-and-so. Or he might say, I wouldn't worry about it. Or, he'll have like a quick answer. And what you have to remember is he's just trying to fix it. He's trying to either immediately make me feel better or...
And that's a problem because... What do you expect him to do?
Or he is just trying to give me the answer. Whereas women, a lot of times we don't really want an answer. We just want to talk about it and we want someone to say, oh yeah, and ask us questions and maybe tell us, their side of the story. Where men...
Well, maybe if you had female friends and you could keep a female friend, you could talk to them about it and not your husband.
That's just not their instinct. Their instinct isn't to, tell us that. Or maybe, like, I'll just think of an example. I don't have this problem because I don't have all of my friends John really likes. But say you have a friend and you have an argument with them, they might say, I just don't hang out with her anymore, or just don't go over there anymore. Or you might say, gosh, I was in that so-and-so store and they were so rude. Well, just don't go
go
shopping
back.
anymore. That's just their instinct. And that is something that I think a lot of women don't.
That's not just their instinct. I'd tell you the same thing. And I'd do the same thing. If I went in a shop and they were being condescending and rude to me, I wouldn't spend my money there. Simple.
Understand is that they just aren't wired like we are, where they want to listen and, pull out every detail, like two girls are. They just want to kind of cut it to the quick and fix it. And John is very, very, very much that way. He is very, what was it the other day? I needed to get my car out and his truck was in the way. And so when I started pulling out, I assumed he was going to go all the way down the driveway, let me out, and then come all the way back in. Well, what he did is just pulled his truck out and then kind of pulled it up to the side, and I still had to kind of go around him. And I put the window down. I said, I thought you were going to let me out. He said, I don't need to go all the way down the driveway to let you out. And that's just, an example of the difference that...
That's just an example of you being fucking awkward. Is that what's an example of? He moved his truck. You said move your truck. He moved the truck. What do you want him to do? Drive your car out for you?
And to me, I didn't say this, but I felt like that was lazy. Or, he was just kind of cutting corners. But to him, that was more efficient. That was, there was no need to do anything else. And that is how John is. He is very point A to point B, no fluff. Whereas I'm lots of fluff. And so that might be a place that he and I, we don't argue, but we might just not see eye to eye. And instead of, arguing about it or trying to really, really, really get him to see my point or something, I just, I don't beat a dead horse. I just kind of, laugh it off and realize.
How are you going to make him see your point over the driveway thing? I can't get out, your truck's in the way. So he moves his truck out of the way and you're still complaining. It'd be different if you said, I can't get out, your truck's in the way, and he carried on sitting there eating chips and watching telly.
He's just a man, and that's how he thinks about it. So that's just something else I really wanted to add to this, because I think that is a major, major difference in men and women, and it's something that you really need to keep in mind when, you come to your husband with a problem, like your children, like say he gets home from work and you're saying, oh, so-and-so, she's been whining all day about...
Is that what you used to do? Because Brooke was crying and didn't want to go to school.
Wanting, I'm just trying to think of an example, or I'm making up a story.
Yeah.
Little Susie has been whining all day, begging for cookies. It would be something like John to say, get rid of them. Just don't buy any more cookies. Something like that. So just trying to get my point across. I'll get better and better.
You're not making any sense, Lisa. That's what I'd say too. Don't let her see the cookies. Put them in another cupboard.
Better at this, and I'll get my thoughts more organized if I see that this is something that you guys like. But so I'm just going to add this at the end of that video because I feel like it's important. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
He's just a man and you're just a narc. I just can't with that woman. She's stupid. Anyway, if you got to the end with me, thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.